ընկալման վրա ազդեցության փորձերը, ֆեյքի քանակը,
attempts to have impact this humdrum or gossip, the level of scandals and fake information and creating noise and attracting information. Then we would say that the result was not that bad. No, I wouldn't say that everything is so bad. No, I wouldn't say so. The traditional media has a lot to think about in here. That's maybe their problem, that because they are losing the sources of revenue, because they do not have now monopolistic positions for making money on selling information. Nevertheless, that's a different question, and there is also some global experiments for that purpose. But in any case, the development of our socium is going to go towards the raising of educational level criteria and so-called information hygiene. There is something like that, from the point of view of consumption. Some information hygiene. And if we were pursue all these ideas and thoughts, maybe from early age, from school age, the information consumption security or information hygiene will be taught to them. Maybe in 20 years we shall have more healthy, critically thinking, critically understanding society. And there's nothing difficult in all this. We need only will, consistency, activity of the experts, resources, so as to put the seed into some ground and water it and keep it warm. Well, Shittil in Armenian is the seedling, I want to make an addition. All of us, we came to such idea that we need to work with the society, starting from the school, from kindergarten. Samuel asked the question. We avoided that question. I want to go back about the society. From the very beginning, one of the questions was whether the audience has changed. Yes, the audience has changed very much. Those information sources that have closed the traditional professional media voice, they have closed, they have silenced them. And now, instead of facts and arguments, gossip is nourishing. That's true. People want to read only what they want to read. They listen to what they want to listen. They understand what they want to understand. And they say, lands have been sold. We are betrayed. Yes, we are being sold. This man is corrupt. That man is scoundrel. And the society is receiving gossip, not informative information. And if we put that seedling in the ground and continue to feed our society with not healthy, not useful information, I do not think that we shall have a good result. That is true. We have to work with the society, but we have to also think about what information we are feeding this society. The quality of information has gone down, has deteriorated, and the demand towards information has deteriorated. Before they would demand economic information, economic data, the character of needed or demanded information is changing. I think simply the same people continue demanding the same, simply more people are consuming information. The same is with the TV. I don't want to raise this topic. Besides Facebook, we have also TV, and I can declare that March 1 was the result of the information war of two wings of confronting powers in the society. They provoked the society to the level of March 1 events. Well, indeed, the quality threshold has been artificially pushed down, and that seedling, our wonderful, what do we give to our brilliant youth? We have to think about them. Mr. Makarchan wants to say something. Thank you. There was a small hint. Maybe we missed something into it, but actually we started some of these programs 15 years ago, so as to have results today. We started some programs, but we did some investments, provided them with some software, knowledge, information, analytical skills, so as to come to some interesting result in a decade or 15 years. So I understand, of course, that we didn't work enough and we do not work enough for more clicks for our materials. Maybe, well, for example, maybe many people like certain parts of Kardashian body. I prefer other things. But she won't simply have place in my website. I can imagine her I imagined where is this country going to be, and I was mistaken. So please forgive me for my mistake, people. And, well, as long as time is really limited, if you have questions, please, 2, 1, 2, 3 questions. Yeah, okay. Go on, please. 2 observations. One, that the computer lessons that you say that there are computers. Through our Internet Governance Council, we have decided to the conclusion that children now come to kindergarten with their computers, these kid planchettes. They come to kindergarten, not even to school, with computers. We wrote a letter to Minister of Education, and they said, come, let's discuss raising computer literacy, even not from schools, but from kindergartens. Otherwise, there is no sense. Like in the 8th form, in the 8th grade, the informatics lessons it would be already late doing something. Or I didn't hear what method of fight Mr. Martirosyan suggested. He spoke about we have to inform the society about the information sources of media that are giving out fake or false information, disinformation, how to fight against them. Yes, I have a question connected with media literacy. When we say that let's teach media literacy, okay, let's take me, myself. I have opened a web, I said news from Armenia. I don't speak about Facebook, it's impossible to fight against gossip. And the list of sources comes. How should I know who from that list is bringing copyrighted facts, who is robber, who is stealing, information stealing? How could we know who is a normal media provider, news provider, so as to read them and not touch the others? In the course of the days of the April days, we applied to Artur Novanesyan such suggestion, suggesting that not simply to make the list or publish the list of those sites which are not trustworthy, but suggesting give the list of those sites that could be trusted. Yeah, those who could be trusted. We asked him to publish the list of those who be trusted. And the Secretary of the Ministry of Defense thought that it is ethically wrong, even in conditions of war. That's why, together with Samvel and Artur Avanesyan, we prepared a small list, and we suggested it in a form of a program, prepared the list of those sites which are disseminating disinformation, mainly with three purposes. One, to evidently these were the sites prepared by the enemy that were acting in our information field. Second, sites from neutral countries like Russia, which were financed by the enemy, and however the information from these sites again would appear in our field. And third, as they say, those who were making money, who were cooking false video materials, video information materials, and selling it like 15 cents per each view. And that list was disseminated very quickly, and people started to pay attention to it. If we go to the experience of different countries, there is so-called wall of shame, as they say, meaning those media means or those sites that are that have not just once, by incidents or by mistake, disseminated disinformation and misinformation. Society has a very adequate response to this. Society knows that these sites are, I don't know, yellow or whatever other color, and they should not be trusted. Manuk said, and I will repeat, that for some sites, for some media sources, well, it is indeed impossible, unacceptable to place serious, to play yellow information next to serious analytical facts, and moreover, say, false information, defamation, gossip, things taken from here and there. I think that the main purpose of this media literacy is to be teaching people how to make choice of those trustworthy sources of information for him or herself, for his or her own consumption. I think for each person this list is going to be different, because some people believe in this, some people believe in that, or like this or like that, but in the result we shall have that such result, the result that we shall have two types of media sources, as in the civilized world. We shall have trustworthy media and we shall have yellow media. But people will know that this information is, say, the beautiful parts of Kim Kardashian bodies are presented by yellow media outlets, and this information that is giving analysis of the political and economic phenomena in the countries are given by trustworthy outlets, and the opinion of these outlets is to be trusted, and sometimes even the authorities listen to them and take them. Well, whatever. We can't speak without remembering or reminding each other about the beautiful parts of Ms. Kardashian. Whatever we say. No. Well, the society creates the demand. Exactly. That's it. If there is no demand, then it's difficult to go backward to it. Mr. Sahian, I welcome your initiative, of course. Simply, what I say does not exclude what you say. In the reality, yes, the lessons of informatics, we can start from the earliest age. We could call it not informatics, we could call it some computer literacy. Why did I say informatics? Because the computer base is created exactly for that, and we can use that base, that infrastructure. How it will be called doesn't matter. The purpose is clear for all of us, that children are coming to school with their planchettes, with their tablets, and with their notebooks and whatever. And what are we going to teach them? However, They are already taught. What are you going to teach them? I welcome it, but again, I want to say I'm against it, that this is not to be in the framework of informatics, because hardware and the, say, trustworthiness of information have nothing to do with each other. The information consumption and understanding the authenticity of information are quite different things. And this is not only about the information they receive from the sites. Today in the book market, it is, I don't know, it is garbage, let's say, the subject school books, manuals in the sphere of communication. I was forced to buy 70, 80 books from everywhere so as to take out of them those books, so to show my students not read this, because people are making business. Whoever has the access writes a book and publishes it. And the same is in the research, in the science sphere. We call it methodological principles of the objectivity of scientific knowledge. Professor Manasyan has a brown book written with 427 pages, which has nothing to do with informatics. How can I explain it? I am ready for 4 hours to speak only about the topics, lists, tools, instruments, from the point of view of authenticity, from the point of view of trustworthiness. Why not? What's the problem? In the school, but maybe not in the kindergarten. You have to... Mr. Saratelian, I ask you, what you said right now, taking chance of your, using your official position and your channel, please use the channel of information to the, I promise you to provide you a platform in that format that you want, with that frequency that you are ready to use it, for providing some content to our society, and you are always welcome. That's it. Well, I think we have an interlink here. Well, there is one person who is from both sides sitting right there, where I'm always ready to give you the platform. Come, let's work. The question of the channels is clear. Okay. Time is really pressing people. And we have even no time. Well, quickly, let's do a brainstorm. 1, 2 questions, and that's it. Now, ladies first, please. Hi, thank you. Narine Khachadrian. I am representing Media Education Center NGO, and I'm also working in the program Safe Internet as a coordinator with Haika Sbarian. We discussed here a couple of very important questions, very important. I wanted to highlight something else, a couple of very important things. As we have dealt with media education, let's say, in the course of the last 7, 8 years, we have had several programs, and in particular, in 2012, in some schools, more than 30 schools, pilot programs have been delivered on media education, and the results were assessed, and so we had also, we have involved communities, not only in schools, but communities. And a couple of important things I would like to highlight very much. Firstly, it is very important to differentiate media education from media literacy. Here it was suggested, let's start the subject and then decide what is going to be the name of it. The computer literacy is something different from digital literacy. Internet literacy is something quite different else, and there's also media literacy. So all of these things, subjects, it's not that we are translating them differently. They are led or regulated by quite different standards, at different subjects. Moreover, in the world there are different approaches. Like in Anglo-Saxon countries, there is such a tradition that media literacy, which is mainly based on developing critical thinking, it is started through languages, through teaching languages. Like in Great Britain, it is taught through teaching English. Dear Narne, you are speaking now. Yeah. No. When you speak, let's start how to start this. It depends on what we are going to start. It depends on what subject and with what purpose we want to develop. In European countries, the media literacy is started through and provided through different subjects, several at the same time, like geography, history, civil society. Okay, we're just talking. There's nobody from the Minister of Education to say this is possible or not. Well, as long as we together with the Minister of Education for years have negotiated around this question. Well, I have nothing to say. The scouts and Dashnaks are right there in next room having their own conference. Well, the main problem for inserting media literacy in our society and in our educational system is in that our educational curricula is overloaded. There are no even minutes, not hours. Okay, let's not discuss educational issues because we really have little time. And that's not the topic of this panel. Media literacy is not the topic. No, the difficulties of implementation. We don't need to. There's no sense in discussing the curriculum now because we've entered into another sphere. Yeah, we could discuss it separately and devote hours to it. Yes, dear people.
Offline avtobusa.
There is a bus being late. So let's finish with this. I ask you, please allow me to ask, because I'm not going to say that. I'm asking Ashok Mirzoyan, you spoke about the consumers, and I am the head of the consumers. I want to continue the idea of Arman, very important about information hygiene. Whether you want it, you don't want it, I'm going to do it. We are starting a competition for public and consumer goods. Do you need some kind of competition for whatever? I can't speak on behalf of all media outlets, but I can speak on behalf of the biggest radio station. Everything which is directed towards raising awareness, teaching skills, how to see where is false, where is truth, where is there is gossip, why and for what is this information given. Besides that, don't do anything, because that's ungrateful work. Rating the media outlets, some kind of saying shame or honor wall or honor wall. Don't do it. These kind of things are done in millions of such things. The methodology is quite undeveloped. And in the society, we're not ready so far to have adequate response to this kind of things. Can you teach it to an individual teacher? If you need our support as a media, we will provide that. By the way, public radio has consumer hour.
Inshallah.
This will finish. Thank you very much, everybody. Liana is going to close. Thank you very much. Indeed, it was so interesting. Time is finished, but people don't want to leave. They continue to ask questions and continue discussion. Well, the rest of the questions we shall do till next year. I want to express that to all of our participants. This year too, the discussions were very interesting.
մի փոքր կուզեմ իմանալ ձեր կարծիքը, ինչպես անցավ, լավ էր, վատ էր, ինչ թերություններ կար, ինչ հետաքրքիր առաջարկներ կարող է լինել, մի փոքր պարզապես նաև մեր հյուրերին, քանի որ այդ մասնագետները, ովքեր բազմաթիվ մասնակցություններ են ունենում տարբեր երկրներում, մի փոքր ամփոփող խոսքով իրենց կարծիքները շատ կարճ։
Please, say something. Frederick,
something to say?
Many things to say.
Yes, շատ բան ունեմ ասել։
I mean, do you know any other place in the world when we can have topics as diverse of OTT, which is one of the hottest topics in the world, discussed in such an open way, in a nice way? Security, what else? CCTLD. So we, in just one day, have been able to address so many issues in the Armenian style, which means to the point in a very cool way. And I was speaking about local content, so I guess I should have anticipated that people will refer to Kim Kardashian. So you know what? You made my day. It's an extraordinary day. Thanks a million for this. I said that it would be an historic IGF, and I was completely right. So thanks a lot for the wonderful day. Thank you.
Շատ շնորհակալություն բոլորին, ես ինտերնետ
On behalf of the Internet community and board of Internet, I want to invite everybody to participate in our dinner, gala dinner in Caucasus complex, which is on the road towards Ashtarak. At 6:30, buses are going to move from Shahumyan. Well, it is the buses will not go without us. Don't worry. Exactly, this is 6:30, and we are now. The buses are waiting for us to go to the dinner. Thank you very much for participation and for active participation. I will say a couple of words. I want to thank a lot our sponsors.
Ասոցիացիայի Հայաստանի ինտերնետ հանրությանը, RISC-ի, ABC Domain ընկերությանը, Armingo ընկերությանը, ինչպես նաև Arpinet-ին եւ մեր մեդիա պարտները Digital Report կարող եք գտնել ամբողջ ինֆորմացիան։ Շնորհակալություն բոլորին, ինչպես նաև կամավորներին,
I want to thank our volunteers who have participated in this, translator also,
բոլորին հասանելի լեզվով եւ շնորհակալություն իհարկե
for everybody. Thank you
Միջ հաջորդ տարի
participants. Till next year.
Really.